Okay, great. Let's get started. Your first task will be converting an implementation of the try data structure from Java to Python. And you'll do this with AI support. Your second task will be converting an implementation of the priority queue from Java to Python, and you'll do that without AI support. We'll take a break between the two tasks since this session is going to last two hours. First, let me tell you a little bit about this code translation task. The task is to produce a complete and working Python translation within 30 minutes, to the extent that you can. By complete, I mean all the functionality and documentation from the Java code should get translated. And by working, I mean the Python code should be tested for correctness. We're not supplying a test. That's up to you how you want to test it. As I mentioned earlier, there's more work to do to accomplish an absolutely perfect translation than what can be done in 30 minutes. So really, I'm asking you to do as much as you can in the time that you have, but there may be trade-offs in how you spend your time, such as whether you choose to translate all the functionality first or translate a portion while testing it to make sure it works. How you navigate this trade-off is up to you. There are a few other things I should mention. You'll be using an online version of the VS Code editor in this study, which has a few minor differences from the desktop app. In general, all the menu commands and keystrokes are available and should just work. But please do let me know if you encounter any difficulties. I won't be able to answer any technical questions about the code or what it's supposed to do, but I can tell you that the Java implementation is correct and is a working Java code. When you make the translation, please try to preserve the naming of class and method names, but we're less concerned with how you name the variables. You can also use whatever resources you feel would be helpful, such as searching the web or Stack Overflow, or running any of the code, since we installed Java and Python in the editor. I'll give you a 5-minute warning when the time is almost up, so you know to start wrapping up your work. We also ask that as you work on these tasks, you think out loud and tell us what you're thinking and what you're doing. This helps us understand how you approach the task and what you're thinking about it as you do it. If you're quiet, I may remind you to keep thinking out loud. But for the most part, I'll be on mute too and just taking notes and just observe. Do you have any questions before we get started?
No, just a warning that I'm an Emacs user, so my key binding, my fingers will do the wrong things.
All right, fair enough. I don't think that'll be a big problem. All right, so let's begin. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna transfer the link in the chat.
Okay.
All right, where's my link? Here it is. And then I'll ask you to share your screen. I think it's easier to get the link before you start sharing.
Yep, just creating a new browser window for it.
Okay, if you have any existing code editor open, you probably want to close that first.
Oh, hang on. I need to just go on the right VPN. Okay.
Okay, so did you get the chat?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see if it's working this time. Yeah, for my day job, I'm on a different VPN, so I just need to switch. Right, okay.
Okay.
Share this.
Okay, probably, what browser are you using, by the way?
Vivaldi.
Which one?
Vivaldi.
Vivaldi.
It's a Chromium-based one, but the people who created Opera went off and created this.
All right. Well, we'll see how that works. Oh, it looks promising to start with. All right. I'm going to start the timer now. All right.
Okay. So I'm just going to have a browse around this Java file, see what it does. Right, so it uses array list, arrays, hash map, and list. Okay. Oxygen comments, try class, try storing retrieval of strings.
Okay. One other thing that I feel like I neglected to mention is we're providing you with 5 translations created by the AI. And you can look through those and use whichever ones you want, or pieces from different ones. They all have slight variations as the AI wasn't entirely sure about how the translation should go, and we ask that you put your translated one in the try.py.
Okay, so I'll use the other ones for copy pasting inspiration and get my final solution in try.py.
Exactly.
Ah, that sounds cool.
Right. Thank you.
Right.
Proceed with the thinking loud, and I'm going to go on mute.
Cool. Right, so got a class description, tree of nodes, stored strings represented by a path, and we try from the root of a node marked as an and or word node. Oh, spelling error, terrible. Public class try node class. Try class to store individual nodes in the tree. Each node represents a point in a stored string. Okay, a set of children nodes with the next character in the string. And there are characters that leads to that. Another spelling error. And is word flag set to true means that this is the end of some string stored in the try. The other strings may continue from that point if there are children. Cool. Right, so we have a class here, nice small class. Hash map, character to know children. Yeah, that's a bit. And then we know if it is a word. Some word. Okay. Try node. So children, we initialize to a plain hash map. It's not a word, yeah. Initializer, hash map, yeah. Turn children, fine. Fine, accessor, set and a word. Okay, and there's our root, which are private, so presumably there's an accessor somewhere. Public try up main constructor for the, and it has a new try node root. Yep. Right, so here's where we start getting to the meat of it. Got an insert. So we get that word, we split it up into chars and start doing something fun with it. Compute if absent. So as our main recursive call, I'll probably find something interesting with that later on. And after that's done, we set that the current end of word is true, since we've, yeah, is word and the word that goes up there and set it on the root word. Okay. That's where the string is stored in a try. Yep, finds it, starts with a root. Try at R starts at the beginning. Sees whether it contains it. So this accessor, get children, or get children again. That was a hash map, wasn't it? Yeah. Sees whether that exists in the hash map. Okay. Remove the string stored in a try. Delete. There must be a, oh, here we go. Yeah. Recursive delete. So it takes the current word and index. If index equals word.length. Okay. Current is under word return false. So false was not found. Oh, okay, yeah, because it can't be that word if it's false. Okay, set under word. Well, I'm not sure why this is here. I'm not sure why we should set. Fine, okay. I know is correct. Just make sure I don't get a gotcha on that one later. get children is empty. Okay. Yep. Okay, I think I'll get back to the rest of this later because never start with delete. Right, enumerate string stored in the try. Okay, new string builder root entries, new numbers. So we need to have a function that does that. Well, I'll get to that later, I think. And merge another try to this one. Okay. So the important thing is to start with is the insert function. What was that function? See it? Oh, it's a lamb. Right. Let's see. L is the current char. Let's see. Okay. Well, if an AI figures all that, that would be interesting. Right. I suspect there's going to be some Googling coming on later. So let's have a look at the blank file. Okay, I get to do whatever I like in there. Oh, do we have a main? How do we run it? Merge. So there's no main. Okay. Let's figure out how to run that later. Okay. So, put a nice little comment in for us. Init instructor. Yeah, that's word for word a copy of the Java. I presume that's going to be the same in all of them. Okay. Class try. Try no. Yeah, hasn't done that one, has it? Right. So people, what do we have here now? Oh yeah, it's got something. Okay. So list comprehension instead of blank. Okay. How about you? Ooh. Yeah, that doesn't sound like the right thing to do. Number 4, what have you got? Okay. So default. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep, as predicted, he's finding it tricky with the insert on the fun bit. Not surprising. That's the bit I find tricky. Right. So what have we got? Find. Just where a string is stored. We'll try. So cat. Let's get children. Okay. Right, I need to go back and remind myself what it does. So let's have a look at find again. Find. Right, so we'll go looping through the word. Get children. Always get children again. Oh yes, that was the hash map. All is children. So we can get the hash map and get the one with our character. Oh yes. Node is not a return file. Current equals node. Then when we're done, we return if it's actually end of the word. Okay. Learning a lot. Right. So find current is self dot. How do we? I'm just going to see if I can. Split split left. See what that does. Yeah, that's what I want. I was gonna need to move you somehow. Getting in the way. Minimize. There we go. Right. So try that Java on the left. Try that Python on the right. Right, that makes more sense. Find inode root children. Yeah, that's equivalent, I think. It's nice. Right. Oh, we failed. Oh no, comments there. Boolean delete. Self-current word index. Index is length of word. Current set end of word. Oh, that doesn't look the same, does it? Now what does Python do when you do get children? Oh, okay, no, if that's that get children, I need to see where that returns. The same. What will that return if it's empty? Children returns self.children. What if self.children is empty isn't a dictionary isn't a boolean, so that's gonna fail. Okay. Let's have a look at one of the other ones, see what they do. Found there. Close you, I got you up on the left. Right, find. No, it was fine, it was delete we're looking on. Right. Word. What's this? Oh, will that work? Doesn't look like it will work, but it has to be the same. Let's have a look at the third one. Delete children. What the? Oh, I like it. I'll go with that one. That's had to. Whoops. Yeah, cool. Let's that. Right. So I need to stop actually doing something soon. How do I get rid of this? Let's hope X isn't terminal. Right. Delete. Should delete. Okay, well, that was interesting. Oh, we're not done, huh? We'll chart. Comparing. Ah, that's why I thought I should delete word. It was delete. Ah, no. Self delete and not. Yeah, yeah. Not the way I'd write it, but I understand. Yeah, okay, okay. Really nice. For instance. Right. Where do we start? Well, what happens if I click play? Main method not found. Yeah, I thought so. Thought so. Right. 26. Wow, time flies. Time flies indeed. Right. Well, to hell with test-driven development. Let's just get to it. I'm going to start with copying number 2. That gave me the warmest, fuzziest feeling. Or was that the one that did the crazy OS thing? Hang on a second. Changing my mind. We're going with version 1 now. Right. And this is my 5-minute warning. Feels like we're close.
No, that wasn't your 5-minute warning. That was that was my son talking about his birthday. You've got roughly 14 and a half minutes left.
Sweet. Okay. Right, actually, now I'll move you over there. Right, so we're not importing anything because importing OS is obviously utterly ridiculous. So I'm not going to do that. I don't think any of the other ones had any better ideas. Okay. Right, I think I'll start with the insert. Start at the beginning. See what I can. Let's go back. Trianad. Just going to re-remember what it's doing. Individual mode. Yeah. Let's have the tell. Right. Ah, yes. Yeah, understood. Understood. I think. Right. I think I understand a bit more. Right. Back to insert. Let's get to the meat of it. Right. Insert. Try card. Compute if absent. That's the funky one. I need to find out what you do. So I think that was new to me. National. Oh, I'll go with you. Alright, funky. No, I don't. None of it, thank you. Okay, yeah, fair enough. So it goes. Okay. So if L is absent, yeah, that's the char rate, then C is a new triangle, but why do we not? Yeah, a little while. So my Java level's older than this, so this is funky. Funky. Okay, right, so creating a new super code extend the save null. Right, so we want to do Ellen word current get children set default. Okay. I'm going to do this a bit more explicitly. Brain, start up. Ah. Don't know how to use the autocomplete. If is this Pythonic? If add then what was the insert? What was the I would do a new try. What did try to take? Where are you? Stored individual. 163. Oh, where is it? Yeah. No, well, that's not right, is it? That's not right. Children. Yeah, at this stage, I'm just getting myself more and more confused. I'm wondering whether I'm where on earth are we actually storing? So this is taking the character, passing in to say try insert implies that character. C is what's going to get added to the hash map from that key. Where do we actually store the character? I'm just getting myself confused now. What am I missing? We wanted a node. Giraffe for the moment. Not a fan. Let's leave it like that for time being. How do we know how's it going to recurse down? Surely the next character needs to move. Oh, of course. Duh. Right. Yeah, now I'm with you, now I'm with you. So we do Cosmic. Probably an more Pythonic way of writing it. And that's gonna go
That's your
down.
5-minute warning.
Cool, thank you.
Okay. Just
Right.
letting you know.
Dirty and hacky, but I think I'm getting closer. Right, so let's have a look at find. Can't have it. Let's just see whether they agree on find. We copied one, didn't I? So let's have a look at 2. Find children get. Oh, I shouldn't be a get. Think that's Python. I think. Yeah. Assume. I think we need to use get. Right, well, I'm liking this. Let's have a think. Current self, character word, actual character, false. Current equals node. Yes, return current end of word. Yep, that makes sense. Let's assume that's right. Delete. South root word 0. String word. Yeah, fine. Oh, yeah, now then. So delete, yeah, blah, 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 blah. If we've hit the length of the word, we haven't marked, then that must have been something wrong. Otherwise, set end of word. And so, yeah, this isn't right. But if get children is empty, does that mean? Oh, it must be correct. So I just want it as empty. There probably is a better way of doing that, but let's do it like that. So I forgot. Right, so it's that one. So then we go character, child index. Oh, yes. Yeah. Try no, can't get children. Get. Oh, I need to use get. I think that's a better. That's a better one. Steal you. Not convinced. I'm not convinced by that. But I don't have time to check it right now. Like the way it's made. Should delete and delete. Oh, now we've got some fancy recursive. What's that one? No word index plus one, no not. Word is and there were. Ah, yes. Yes, that makes sense. Let's get children one more time. Get children returns self children, which is dictionary. Can you predict? Yeah, clearly. Moves this way, yeah. All good.
Okay, pencils down.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, yeah, you did great. Thank you. That was super. You did catch the interesting problem in insert and managed to code around it. So that's great.
Yeah,
So
it was. I'll get no. Actually, I won't talk now. I suspect you're gonna get what I wanted to say, and when you ask me your questions.
right. Yeah, so what we have is a survey, and I'm going to put that into the chat.
Do I stop sharing for the time being?
You can continue to share. Will you be able
Okay.
to access the chat? I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let me just put this in the chat. Um,
There we go. Survey gizmo.
Click that survey link.
Right. Do I have an ID?
I'm sorry, what?
What's my participant ID?
Oh, P3.
P03. Okay.
Yeah.
Condition AI. It's a try. I agree. Let's just check whether I agree. Yeah, looks standard. Let's ignore it. Keep going. Right. How mentally demanding was the task? I'm going to put it quite high. Oh, yeah, if I got rushed. Yeah. Well, I can't tell, but I don't think I was very successful. Half an hour. It was a confident level. How hard I had to work. Pretty hard. How insecure, discouraged, irritated, stressed, and annoyed were you? Felt quite insecure. I need to read up on new Java method, data stuff in Java. I haven't coded seriously Java since Java 7, I think. So I haven't picked up all the new stuff. It's the same thing though with C99. I haven't picked up C99 that well. I mean, the new stuff is C10. This new stuff is C++. Please say your overall approach how you work this task. Now allocate time across the different activities. Spent the first. Reading up. Um, Still not 100% on how that thing works, but certainly know a lot more than I did before. Why? Oh, yes. um, As somebody who's a C coder, Java always feels a little bit too much for me. Quite right. I'd say they were good. I quite liked that. Leave that for now. How the quality generate measure expectation could be produced by the system. Better or much better? I'd say much better. I don't think we could do that well. Did you feel the prior translations? No, it didn't help me understand the original Java code. I think it taught me to doubt my Python skills. Some of the things I looked at went, is that possible? Python, like many languages, has many ways of solving a problem. Yeah, provided translation made it work. 2 or 3? 2, I think. Ah, yeah, definitely faster, I imagine. Did you feel that Python made it work in this test? Ooh. Um, I had many seg faults from failing to initialize my member variables in C. What did you find least useful in provided translations? Let's have a think. What did I find least useful? Can I look back at the Python?
Sure.
Least useful. Right. 4. I think you're probably going to have a question on this. 2 many, I think. I don't think I can hold 5 implementations in my brain. So yeah, one of the problems, AS support code translation is quite niche, isn't it? How often do we need to do this? It's normal. I guess, and more often than I need to. Normal work conditions. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong way. Normal. Yeah. Work with Corona I would use. Yeah, I guess if nobody else can see my code, they can't tell that I cheated. Well, I can go on my team as other people use. Working in a small team. Not sure whether team size makes any difference. Meh. Experimental protocol. Yeah, I don't see why not. I'm going to do least on that because it made me. I'm less confident on production code. I want to be very, very confident about the code, and when it's generated, it makes me less confident. Appropriate. What? Working. Oh, right. Situation. Again, my confidence wasn't high enough, so I'm going to put that low. Yeah, so if I'm unfamiliar with the target, then yeah, again, yeah, I guess I wouldn't be able to do it without the AI support. How you sweet? Ah, oh, right. So we need some sort of line here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Oh, you got 5 answers and 6 questions. I can't just translate it. Right, 100,000. Hang on, how many lines of code do we have here? 4,000. Oh, okay. Problem is, how do we know where the problem is going to be? Well, this clearly is rubbish. Rubbish. No, we're starting to get used now. There. There's my line. Done.
Awesome. Okay. Want to take a quick break and then we'll start test 2.
Cool. Yeah, I'll go get a glass of water, I think.
All right. 5 minutes, good? Something like
5
that?
minutes is perfect.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Anthony.
see what those messages were about. Right, I'm ready if you are.
I am ready. Okay. Yeah, we're right on schedule, exactly 10 o'clock here. Um, the next task is going to be a little bit different in that we're not going to provide you with any AI support. So you're just going to get a Java and do the translation. So first thing, could you? I know VS Code is supposed to automatically save everything, but I just have no confidence. Could you make sure that try.py got saved? And
I don't know how you save something in VS Code, to be honest.
oh, okay. So then maybe I'm being too paranoid. It's probably the hamburger menu.
Oh, up there, yeah. File, yeah, save, yep. Oh, I hit Command S, so yeah, no,
Okay.
I would have done it.
All right. So let's close that one up altogether, and I will send you a link to the next one.
Okay. New window. I've only got 246 tabs open at the moment.
What's one more?
What's one more? Chat.
Okay.
All right, so I don't get any help this time. Oh.
No help.
No help at all.
It's all you, and maybe there'll be less things to look at, so that might be a benefit, right? So
Split.
yeah, right. So get the other file over on the other side. I'm going to start the timer now,
Okay,
and,
right.
and best of luck to you.
Thank you. Right. Here's where we see how bad my coding really is. Right. So, public Q. So again, we've got our. Let's start with P. Yeah. Array list. Back and forth. Yes. I know more about priority queue than tries, so I've got a bit more of a chance to understand it. There's an item in the priority queue. Yeah, adding the item. What index is greater? Index minus 1 divided by 2. Of parent compared to index is less than 0, then we. Yeah. So index to parent. Wait, why was that? Don't we need to store it somewhere? Oh yeah, storing it there. I think. Index it index. Right, okay, yeah. Remove heap size. That's what do we do? What do we do? Right, we're removing set to 0 to get. Okay, we're shifting up. People remove. Need return. Oh, it's there. There we go. Heap get 0. Set 0. Heap get index. Heapify. No problem. Huh. Heapify. Nice. Is empty. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. Heapify looks interesting. That'll be the fun part of this one, isn't it? Right, okay. So. Yeah. Jeez, it's gonna be messy. It's gonna be messy. High lint is gonna scream at me. Deaf, nice. Oh, we don't need to do that. I don't actually have anything to do with the initializer. Right, we'll leave it just in case. Leave it just in case I need it. Right. What else we got? I swear I had a new line there. Oh. And if I can type, that'll be handy. Size. Whoa. Times 0. Oh, do I need that in Python? Oh, I will put the brackets in just in case. Oh, I can't remember whether I need it or not. Let's say none. Might be a better thing to do here. Not sure that's needed, to be honest. Let's see. Or collection to queue. I'm allowed to say list. Do anything for the time being. That is the fun one. Heapify. well, sides, which obviously isn't going to do anything right now. Right, and then let's go back up. I think we want them here. Right. I don't know how to do this quick in VS Code. Close enough. What is it? I'll start with. It's a very helpful comment. Constructor tells me a lot. Right, makes sense. I imagine. How can't I do a block copy? No, I want you. I'll do that when I go through. Yeah, not all of these actually need comments, but it seems like proper drudgery now that I know I don't have to do it. Now I know some intelligent AI to do all this stuff for me. Oh, it's showing up comments after the. Right, that's how I will look at this. Now, is a plain list good enough? I'm going to assert that it is. If we need to use a different data structure later, I'll figure that out. I imagine Python already has a priority queue, but so insert into nice. Yeah, let's just go for the easy ones first. That one. It's an easy one. Quick boost on my feelings I can. Return. think there's a better way, but sod it. Let's go for something I'm pretty sure works. Okay, so we've got in order. But then we put it back again afterwards. That seems dirty. Working on that? No, I'm not going to do that. In a different way. Work on a copy, not our main. Oh, do we have to? Heapify work on a heap. It does. Right, I see. Oh, well, that feels dirty and ugly, but I guess we can do it. Hopefully nobody will be offended by my talking about their code in a horrible way at all. Oh, there's a Pythonic way of doing this, isn't there? I've forgotten. Python 3. Should know this, but 4ONL, right, thank you. For, did we use any particular point in action? Right, okay. Doesn't need to return, does it? No, void. Right. Those are the easies. Let's go back to the next level. Insert is probably something I should think about. Right, so what does so add to the front or the back? Will it add? Yeah. So add to the front or the back? Specific. No, we didn't specify the index. I'm not sure I can trust that one. Where's it from? There we go. Array list. Append end of this. Thank you. Right. And then it is append, isn't it? Yeah, list of append. Probably. Right, so 1, 2, 7, and so oh yeah, I saw there we do that sneakily before adding. Ah, brain. Compare to, that's a fun one, isn't it? That's a comparator. That's an overloaded function. What assumptions can I make on? Let's assume that the Python equivalent is going to have the same. So I don't actually know what we are. Right, here's where I'm not sure whether I can do this in the list. Go away. No, I don't want to save. Yeah. Insert. Ah. No, that's not what I want. Yeah. Well, right. Let's assume it's going to do what I want. What happened? Why didn't it do what I want? What did you do? I'm just getting frustrated with the editor. What happens if it's for bounce break? Can I break it? Okay. Lovely. Ah. Okay. Let's assume that's vaguely what I want. Remove it. I know there's probably an is empty there. What are we doing here? Look. Index. No, I'm doing the right thing. Yes, I think so. Okay. Funky heapify, and it's 0. Oh, the comments here, actually. Interesting. Lovely. So, yeah. Good. Oh, I knew about that. All right, yes. So, no. VS Code, that wasn't what I wanted. Um, sure, there's a function. Oh, yeah, but that's while. Yeah, that looks neat while funky.
5-minute warning.
Thank you. Turn results. Okay. And we get to the 5 minutes to do that funky one. Right. If size. Oh, size it passed in this time. Size is also a function. That is a neat little gotcha. If size is greater than 0. That's not true. Scan. So S supposed to be English. Right index. Plus 2. Max. Less than size. Oh, yeah, how's that funky? 4, 2, 0. What's key bindings? Right, I'll do it without key bindings. Ah.
If you could keep talking aloud, that'd be terrific.
Sorry?
Continue thinking aloud, please.
Oh, sorry, yes. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just copy and pasting. Yeah, max
yeah,
index,
I know.
index. Almost there, almost there. Index. And he. We don't need to do it. Do a set. The get will be max index. Okay, so we're swapping them. Oh, yeah, then we're going to keep going. He or max index equals x. Some finger trouble, but apart from that, we're good. Should match indentation, and then we recurse. Epify x index still on slabs. And I'm done. No way it's going to work. Right. Oh, hang on. I forgot the comments there. Huh? Well, I'm not going to copy that. That can't be min index. Min index doesn't exist. Right.
That's time.
Hey,
Hey, very good. Made it all the way to the bottom.
made it to the bottom. Yeah.
That's very good. Okay, so let's see. Another survey.
Yeah.
Oh, well, why don't you save that?
Yeah, I have them.
Because we'll want to take a closer look at that later. And we'll give you the survey link. And you can close that window too.
Yeah, will do.
Well, or you can leave it open so, in case you
Oh,
want to go back to it, but close it after.
yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
Right. It was P3, wasn't it?
Yes.
Right. No AI. Another priority queue. Yeah. And I don't think it was as mentally demanding as the other one. I'm going to put myself there. Still quite rushed, but didn't feel as rushed. Oh, I say I was pretty successful. How hard I had to work to come. Pretty hard. No, I was definitely more confident than last time. Well, I think that's because well, first committing first. I understand how the Java is. I think I understand it. Yeah, it's an interesting implementation. Far less. For this feedback here, do I make comparisons with the AI provided task, or is that separate?
There's going to be a post-study questionnaire as well. This is the
Cool.
post-task questionnaire.
Fair enough. Yep. Right. Some of right. Cool. All right. So we close that down. Close that down. Close that down. Oh. Close the old tab. Don't need that. Don't need that. Right. Well, that was fun.
Okay, so I just sent you the post.
Oh, is that okay? Hang on.
Post.
I'll do that. Move to a new window. Oh, 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 right. P03. Ah. Yeah, that's a tricky question. I don't know. So, because it puts the definite what you define as AI support and what is just a helpful program, helpful editor.
Well, if there's something you're not sure whether it's AI or not, but it's something that doesn't exist and you really wish you had it, you can tell us about that.
Well, I suppose I imagine it exists in other editors, but since I'm stuck in the 70s and 80s, I probably don't have it. At university, the only editor that we could edit LaTeX code was Emacs. So I'm stuck with Emacs now. It's in my fingers, in my bones.
I used to know the guy who invented Emacs.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
He's not a pleasant guy.
No, he was a little bit odd. Yeah, I'll say that.
Yeah. What other things could AI support do? I can go back later, can't I? To this question.
I'm not sure about that. To be honest.
Oh well, I'm going to take the plunge. Engineer. When did I last? Was the one in the last month? No, I don't think so. But indefinite last year. It's explainer as well. Ah.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah, so it is that you've got troops running around the field. Can you predict when they're going to lose their signal and take preventative action? Can you send a drone up in the sky to help them, or move the data or services to them so they don't lose service?
You get it. Based on geography and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you can sort of say there's all sorts of things we can introduce. We've only just started it, but it's kind of think like, okay, if you know where they're going, you can look and how things, the geography looks in the future on their mission, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's been a while. So, oh no, actually, yeah. To Python, I do a fair bit. JavaScript,
JavaScript.
vice versa. So I used to work for WebSphere Message Broker before switched to research. Oh, this was fun.
It's okay if you've had enough, too.
Well, it was quite interesting. It was, I was dreading it to start with because I was thinking, oh, I'm just going to show how useless I am. But when you get into it, it's quite fun, even though it's harrowing.
That's a common reaction. Either people are intimidated or they get very competitive, and it's like, I got to. Yeah.
But, yeah, so
Yeah.
so in what I've written, I've known unknowns. I know that some of the bits I'm fuzzy on, whilst in the supported tasks I don't know what bits I'm not sure about. There's stuff in there that was definitely fuzzy. So even though I think it's a helpful tool, there are caveats there in that my confidence is less. Sure, there's something else. Kept my answers. Perfect. There we go.
All right, that's it. I can share you a few details of the study,
Oh yeah.
if you're interested. Um, there are lots of AI models being developed for code now, like translation or generating documentation or converting natural language into code. And there hasn't been that much work to evaluate whether these models are actually useful for
Right.
real practitioners. And so that's what we've been studying, is whether AI produced code translations are actually helpful. Do they make the work easier or harder? And we're real interested, given that it's imperfect, how good does it have to be in order to be useful? At what
Yeah.
are you spending more time fixing the AI's bugs than you would have if you had just done it yourself?
Well, it was interesting when it is. Have you done evaluations on how long it takes somebody to do each of the tasks?
That's what we're doing right now.
Because I feel, I mean, just on their own, because I feel that if I was given both of them unsupported, that I would have done the priority queue one quicker anyway.
Yes. In the study, we're giving different people
Cool.
support on the different
Yeah.
tasks to be able to compare that.
Because the unsupported one, I knew immediately what I needed to do. You know what's missing, what's left to do. Whilst with the supported one, you go, I don't know how far through I am.
Right.
So maybe even taking its, I presume it has some sort of confidence in what it's created, and so if you could take that, even colorize the sort of get background colors, like here are the fuzzy bits, here are these solid bits. That would be cool.
Yes. Yes.
Does it work on the AST of the program?
Actually, the particular model that we're using, some do, but the particular model we're using is sort of based on like natural language translation. So it's treating this as a string of tokens and saying, well, how do I change these tokens into tokens in another language?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, my university final project was to partially decompile Java and optimize threaded systems.
Oh, interesting.
So I had to take a threaded program and turn it into an event-based program. There was at a time where threading was appalling. Performance of threading was horrible. So in the end, I could create a 50 times performance improvement by just making it single-threaded.
Oh. Which is the opposite of what we're typically looking for.
Yeah.
How do we
we're realizing that if the things you're doing in the threads have are small, then context switching is so much more expensive than the function call. But yeah, that's an aside. But yeah, that was fun.
All right. Well, as a thank you, we're going to send you 250 blue points as a token of our appreciation.
Thank you very much.
They will be coming. Thank you so much for your participation. And
yeah, thank you. You were great, and we learned a lot. So, thank you.
Cheers. Have fun. I'll go say hi to my kids.
All right.
Good idea.
Have a good evening.
Bye-bye. You too.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Did you want to debrief at all? And
We can. I should probably stop the recording at this point.
good point.